It's Christmas! Whoa! What? What am I? I'm a gift, I'm a present. So, in this video, I'm gonna talk about something which is not even related to Christmas. It's basically, I'm gonna talk about Indian reality competition TV shows. What I'm gonna talk about is something which took me a while to realize it's just plain stupid. So I'm going to specifically target the competition reality TV shows. I mean all of them are competition based. I don't know what it's like now. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to pick out one issue that I've seen in common with all of them. What I'm going to talk about is the emotional aspect of the contestant who come to audition for the shows. What happens with most shows is, which bothers me a lot, is how these shows or company or whatever it is, how they want to go deep inside the life of a person. They would pinpoint particular people who are more vulnerable. Let's say we have a singing reality TV show, and there's this guy who is handicapped. Okay, it's just an example. So you know how these like cameramen and how those people who interview contestants before they go for the audition. So these interviewers, I don't know what exactly they are called, these cameramen, they specifically go towards people who are, vulnerable or going through something, or who are, let's say, who are poor, who have traveled all along, who have traveled like from one city to another, like those sort of people. Then ask them questions about, how did this happen? Why are you here? What's your main aim in life? What will happen if you get selected? What will happen if we don't get selected? These sort of questions. Then we have these contestants who have these pre-recorded backstory towards them. Like even before they even enter the audition room, they have their autobiography happening. It's like even before they enter the audition room, they have this movie playing for them, like, I came from this place, my family is like this, I'm in this situation. They have these dramatic scenes where they're just walking in slow-mo, and they're panning, cameras are panning on them, and just this zoom happening. It's just so redundant. I don't know. It makes it obvious for the viewer that this person is going to get selected regardless. It's just so weird. They do this thing where the viewers feel sympathetic towards the contestant. It's like emotional manipulation with the viewers. I know some of the viewers will watch it as entertainment, and then there are people who have actual dreams, who aspire to become a dancer or a singer, or they have a talent which they want to show, and for them these shows is like a pathway for them to fulfill their dreams. Like maybe their dream to become a singer or a dancer or whatever, actor, they have layers of things. Maybe they want to become a dancer because they have a reason to it. Maybe they want money to give their parents a better place, things like that. Which is sad, because these people who genuinely want something good for themselves, but these TV shows sort of ruin this entire thing. For them it's just what TRP. They just want anything which gives them money. And it's not just Indian reality TV shows. It's probably it's happening all around the world where they do the exact same thing. But I don't know how that works because so I don't, if it does happen in the US or UK or wherever, you can just let me know in the comment section. So one of my friends mentioned that some controversy happened with Indian Idol, and I researched on it, and then I came across this guy named Nishant Kaushik. He auditioned for Indian Idol back in 2012, and he tweeted about the sad reality. He lists his experience in this entire auditioning for this show. I'll just leave the link to the thread in the description below if you guys are interested to look at the entire thread. I just picked out few tweets. He thinks the perfect platform to destroy your dreams as opposed to its common perception as breeding ground for talent. So as I mentioned, May, Mumbai, I rocked up at the venue more out of casual interest. On joining a queue 2 kilometers long, I noticed enthusiasts who had arrived there as though their lives depended on them. Some of them others holding prasad, other rebels who had braved odds and traveled alone. This is what I was talking about these people who see these shows as a pathway towards their goal. I joined the queue at 7 a.m. There were people who had arrived at 5 a.m., others who had camped overnight. False notion that early arrival is equal to early audition. No one from the queue to dispel such notions. Gate opens 1 p.m. So people actually stood there for hours and hours. In those long hours of waiting, no accessible toilets or food stalls or drinking water taps. If you step out in search, you risk losing the queue, which you would then have to rejoin. Anyway, at 1 p.m. long wait ended, right? Wrong. At 1 p.m. we were herded toward a stage on the school ground where the previous year's winner Sri Ram was lip-syncing to Desi Boys. A volunteer amongst us was sought to grow and grab Sri Ram's feet mid-performance and shout, "I want to be an Indian Idol." Reward promised early audition. Sure enough, one aspirant fell to the bait, fell at Sri Ram's feet. Dozens of retakes demanded by the director. When the aspirant said he couldn't do any more retakes, assistants on the set abused him and threatened to have him off the auditions if he didn't comply. He complied. So remember I was talking about these backstories of contestants where they show these dramatic scenes, etc. So for them, like I was saying, they will do anything for TRP. If you see anything where people are, praising somebody, or before the auditions where they interview few contestants when they are lined up, and they ask them a few questions. If these contestants don't answer the way these cameramen or the interviewer want, they'll ask them to do it again. So basically what I'm trying to say is this entire thing is fake. These stage gimmicks went on till 5 p.m. By this time we had noticed that a venue as large as a school, and for a crowd in tens of thousands, the provisions were one canister of water with a steel glass bang in the middle of the ground and one toilet. When we asked the crew if we could step out to get lunch and water, we were told to do so at our own risk, as if auditions would begin any moment. Contestants who made inquiries about the actual commencement of auditions were either not responded to or showered with vile abuses. So not only do these guys not let them move out for basic necessities like going to the bathroom or eat or drink, they basically abuse them. For what? So these guys give fake promises to these contestants who have come from long way just to get treated like shit. Is that where we are now? So there was this blind man who came for the auditions for Indian Idol. So obviously a guy, an interviewer, cameraman came and asked this guy few questions. So first the vultures came with the mic and cameras to the blind man who said he had a scene's role in the Slumdog Millionaire. They first asked him to give a little speech about the history and status of his blindness. How does it feel to be blind? They then asked about his family. He said he had a mother who was now dead, leaving him orphaned and all by himself. Sudden twinkle in crew's eyes because they now had meaty content for a camera shot. They probed him in several ways on what brings you here. When none of his responses flew, they drafted a response on his behalf and read it out. Roughly, I miss my mother and I wish she was here to see me, but I hope that when I sing tonight, she can hear me up here. They made him repeat this even as his voice trembled. This gives the impression that these contestants who talk about their struggles before they perform, it's all a sham. So what they say is not actually true and it's all scripted. Now we go to the part where people actually start going for the auditions. While these guys are lined up, there are a few people from their crew who would come up to these contestants and ask them to sing like a little. The naive thought this was a smart way to quicken the filtering process of worthy contestants. The smart-ass crew knew better. They giggled at the contestants who sang horribly and directed them to the only room that had a camera inside. The rest of us got non-camera rooms. The med rep with a broken slipper sang atrociously. Through a half-open door of the room with a camera, I overheard his auditioning, a painfully bad rendition of Likhe Jo Khat Tujhe, to which the judges kept going wah wah, now try a higher pitch. That mockery went on. The judges relished that fellow's naivete. Asking him to keep taking a pitch higher and louder till his voice turned into a frail shrieks that sent him into peals of laughter. He came out in tears. What is going on now? Even these judges are being asses about these things. If a person cannot sing, it's shameful how you would make fun of them. Because I know these guys specifically pick out moments from these auditions which can be telecasted, which can be broadcasted for, the little gags that these guys add in between auditions. These are the moments where they'll put on TV, and this is embarrassing. For them, it's just humiliating. Because when he turns on the TV and he sees how judges are laughing at him, and now not only those judges are laughing at him, now there are millions of people who are watching the show laughing at him. So here he said, my summarized observation of Indian Idol was that it decorates and recognizes maybe 10 or less very worthy participants annually, but en route it quashes a million people's hearts by disrespecting them, ridiculing them and abusing them, denying them a conducive atmosphere to contest. Ended the entire thread by saying, true talent is rare, but every aspiring artist's pride stems from encouragement it gets from its colleagues and friends and mohalla walas and family. In those little nooks and crannies, each of them is a star. Reality shows have no right to disrespect that. And this is what I agree with wholeheartedly. If you do have a dream, don't go for reality TV shows. Start small. Like, it doesn't matter how much time it takes, because when you're passionate about something, it doesn't matter how many people you sing for, because one day it's gonna pay off. I know this video is nothing Christmas related or anything like that. What is going on? I know this video is not Christmas related or anything like that, but I did want to talk about this thing, and yeah, I did it. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Christmas, and you guys are having a good time with the family or friends or your close ones. And yeah, so yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment and subscribe if you're new. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. My @ is Potatotatata, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Merry Christmas.